I never know what they actually see at the beginning of this.
Who's they?
You
Who's
know,
watching
the
us?
royal they. You know, I don't even know how to use that term, but I've used it forever. Like the royal we. What the fuck's the royal?
There's a great song by the Silver Sun Pickups called "The Royal We." Great song, great band out of Silver Lake, Los Angeles.
Silver Lake Pickups.
Silver Sun Pickups.
Silver Sun Pickups.
Highly recommend you checking them out. Your type of music.
I have a feeling it's not, unless they talk about, being, I don't know, one of the DEA's most sought after drug cartel members.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be into this song for some reason.
You know how Silver Lake produces the country's most hardened criminals?
Silver Sun Pickup is actually what they yell when they murder their ops.
Look at this. So a couple of people didn't think we would make our 1 p.m. start time.
We made it.
Finally. Obviously, there's still a lot of stuff that's not prepared. We got to sort out. But we made it to the 1 p.m. start time.
Listen, we ain't got to worry about all that other stuff. Restaurant's open. We ain't got no kitchen, but the restaurant is open.
Oh, you came into this restaurant for food?
Nah, fam.
Yeah, you need to relax.
I said it's a soft launch, and it's a lot softer than you thought.
Okay, all we got is mushy peas.
Hey.
That's how soft a lunch it is.
Well, buddy, if you're hungry, pick out your frozen pizza and get to that microwave. I don't know what to tell you.
For whatever reason, you're being much louder than usual. You're like,
Really?
I feel like you're closer to me than usual, and you're screaming in my ear.
I feel like that clip should have come 7 years ago.
I'm like,
of
why
you saying
is
that?
this man so loud?
Aren't I always this loud?
Okay. So what's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Cooligans. Everybody's coming through. Paulo Nelson, SKC Fan TV, Dupesburg. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of
feeling.
It's gonna be a lot of dupe today.
Yeah. There's some reasons to talk about dupe.
Okay. And Paulo Nelson said, "I love that band," referring to Silver Sun Pickups.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
All right, they got fans out here. I've never seen them live. It's one of the things I've always
Are they
wanted
still
to do.
together?
They are. I believe they are. Yeah.
Shouts to Jason Peña here.
What's good?
Polanco is hungover. Why are you so loud, man?
Wow.
That reminds me of that time I had 15 shots of gasolina. Did I ever make you take a shot of gasolina?
Gasolina, the Daddy Yankee song?
The shot.
Bro. No, I've never had. Well, what is that?
Okay, well, so it turns out my favorite shot.
And if you have 15 of them, bro, I know you got a drinking problem.
No. This was at a wedding, and they're not together anymore. So I feel like I'm the one who made out the best here. The brother of the groom was my buddy. His favorite shot was tequila. Mine was Jack at the time, Jack Daniels. So he goes, "Let's do a shot." I go, "All right, let's get Jack." He goes, "No, let's get tequila." I go, "Fuck it, let's mix it."
Wow.
And that became Jaquila, as we called it. And we did 4 shots right then and there. And through the rest of the night while dancing and eating a lot of food, by the way, we each drank 15 shots of this drink. Around the 8th one or 9th one, the bartender who was Russian goes, "This is not called Jaquila. This is called gasolina." And I was like, "What?" And then I'm like, "Yo, she was a spy in Cuba." In my head, it was all mixing in.
I thought you were Russian, but you guess you Boricua.
Yeah, I know. Damn, bro, I didn't know there was some of us in Moscow. And she goes, "In Russia, when you're playing hockey with your friends and you lose a tooth, whether from fighting or taking a puck or a stick to the face, the person who caused you to lose the tooth has to buy you this drink." And I don't know if this is a normal thing or just her town, or if she's just making it up. And she knew I was Latino, so she picked gasolina. And she said that we call it gasolina because it smells like gas, but it's smooth when you drink it, and it is. And the next morning, the reason I brought this all up, the next morning, my wife had like 2 glasses of wine. I had half a bottle of wine, a couple Heinekens, and these shots. The next morning, I woke up, I'm like, "Yo, you want to get burgers?" And she's like, "Could you please stop yelling?" I was perfectly fine, and she's like, "Why is the room spinning?"
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, look, you and your wife have very different BMIs, so I feel like you can handle different levels of alcohol.
I feel like, I don't know, my building came with a little bit more storage room, Hers is spilling out into the living room.
Paulo Nelson said, "That's what Russians call light banter, knocking a tooth out,
Yeah, we're just having fun. You missing teeth now.
So, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. Obviously, man, too much. I'm excited about this coming weekend. Like legit, one of the most out of any American soccer weekend that we've been a part of in the 7 years since we started this show. This one in particular just feels it's like the buildup of a perfect sort of storyline. We usually don't get great storylines like these,
and it's 2 days worth.
That's right.
It's Saturday, Sunday. Now we've been around. We've gone to Europe and we've packed in a lot of football.
Yeah,
but this is the first time we're packing in a whole lot of soccer.
That's right, bro.
This is a soccer weekend.
Very much so. NWSL final on Saturday, and then the MLS Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals on Sunday. We're gonna be at both. So this is gonna be.
We hope.
Yeah.
We're
pretty sure we're gonna.
The plan is to be at both.
But anything can happen. But
yo, NWSL, invite us to an event, bro.
That'd be cool.
I heard they're having events that are invite only. Who better?
Wow.
We could co-stream your game, so you can invite us to a little.
You lost our number.
What's it called? What's it called when you do like an event? A little shindig. Is that the word?
That's it,
I
yeah.
almost said wingdings. And I was like, I know that's wrong. And why hasn't anyone opened a wing shop called Wingdings, bro?
It's my favorite font.
Yo, my name? It's airplane, roller coaster, airplane /
What you mean we can't seal this deal? And I completed the contract correctly.
This is how I signed my name, bro.
Wow. Yeah, yo, you living in the 1900s, bro.
Bro.
Okay. So let's go.
Trying to pull it back.
Let's start with the. Should we start with the matches themselves or the recent announcement of Coach of the Year?
Let's start with Coach of the Year because we got to give Philly a little love on this episode.
A little bit, right?
Because they really came here for the smoke. You know what I mean? They're all going to be like brisket because you getting smoke.
Wow. Okay.
That's right.
There it is. Off to a hot start.
Nothing
No.
but food puns.
Jim Curtin, the homie, wins MLS Coach of the Year. And
And that's all Philly will win.
you voted for him.
I did, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I voted for Wilfred Nancy of the Montreal head coach. And
For those of you who didn't see, do you have the?
I do have it.
I know you love it because it's a spreadsheet.
It's well, I mean, it's just three cells in an Excel. It's not that much, but yes. Here goes. So this is why this is kind of, I don't know if it's controversial, but it's probably the closest vote I think I've ever seen.
I don't think I've ever seen the vote come out. I feel like the percentages normally don't really matter,
but this
unless
one,
it's because of this one.
But so again, congrats to Jim Curtin, the coach, the homie. Obviously, we're a big fan.
One of us voted for you.
Okay, he won 2 years ago. I was like, yeah, he got it. He doesn't need another one.
What do you got? Want to get a second mantle? You don't need that.
But this is what I think the shock was for a lot of people. So you can see the voting breakdown right here on the screen. But Jim Curtin obviously won with an average of 23.57% of the vote. And Wilfred Nancy came in second place with 23.47. So he lost out by 0.1%. 0.1%, it could have even been like
It could have been my vote.
It 100% could have been your vote.
It could have been my vote. So what I'm hearing from you, and based on the math you showed me, is that Jim Curtin needs to personally thank me because I was that swing vote.
Okay. This is the Cooligans is a swing state, bro.
Bro, we're Iowa, baby. You better come here and you better work your hardest.
But you need to be campaigning in these rooms.
I need to see some lawn signs, and we ain't even got lawns. So you better work hard.
So, but no, this is incredibly close, and you can see.
I know you didn't vote for Jim Curtin, but do you feel right about how these three sort of?
Yeah, I'm surprised. So Jim Curtin won, and the things to highlight: the Philadelphia Union, in their club record, finished with the most goals and allowed the least goals in club history. So definitely, you could understand why it's a very deserving win.
Right. They also had that run where they were just Bayern Muniching everyone.
Right, but then you usually, for the most part, the winner of the Coach of the Year is usually the team that won the Supporters' Shield. So what I'm surprised about is that Curtin finished above Cherundolo. I thought it was going to be So I thought it would be Cherundolo first, maybe if because he won the Supporter Shield, and then Nancy, and then Curtin.
So let's talk about this. If you have a race, right, and you're in a Bugatti, right, and I'm in my mom's minivan,
Right.
okay, and let's say I come in second to you, right, you get the trophy. But when they say best driver, they're gonna be like, we gotta give it to the dude,
the guy in the mini,
the
yeah.
minivan.
Okay.
And no disrespect to Philadelphia's roster, but they don't have, your Carlos Velas, your Chichos, or Chucho, my bad. Your Chicho was right.
Yeah,
my bad.
Chicho
I
Arango.
thought Chicharito. No, I got messed up. They don't have your, Chiellini's, your Gareth Bales. Technically, LAFC doesn't have Gareth Bale either. They don't have your, superstar names, your Kellen Acostas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got what? Gazdag. You got Ale Bedoya. A bunch of kids.
I don't know about
Glaznes?
that. I mean,
but
but
all
the
I'm saying is-
consistency over the last at least 3-4 years for the Philadelphia Union has led to a place where the foundation is so strong that you could understand why why the team would be successful and why Jim Curtin would win. They just won Supporter Shield 2 years ago.
I think Cherundolo has proved me wrong when I said to his face, like, dude, you're not going to be a good coach. I literally said this.
Not exactly like that. Bro.
I was like,
You
what
basically said, like, how's this going to work?
Yeah,
you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing, bro. You think you're just going to come to America and get a big job in MLS? But it don't work that way. And then he showed me. But I think we would both agree that Steve Cherundolo has proven he's an incredible coach. He's gotten a lot out of this team.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say, though, wouldn't you admit that it took more for Jim Curtin to get out what he got, to get the results he got with his squad than it did for Cherundolo with LAFC?
I would say that.
So then doesn't that deserve?
Yeah. I'm not upset that Jim Curtin won. I
know. I'm just saying. You said you thought it'd be the Supporter Shield.
Because that's been the pattern,
Right.
So that's why So when you look at the votes, the breakdown of the votes, it's players, media, and technical staff get to vote. But look at the difference between media for Jim Curtin and Wilfred Nancy. It's completely on the opposite end.
Also, if you look at Wilfred Nancy's player, I don't think his own players voted for him, dude.
Wilfred Nancy got 9.5% of the vote from the players in MLS. So to me, that says like maybe they just don't see that value, that connection. The players didn't see that. But why is it that 9% of the players feel that way, but 43% of the media feel that way? So I think, when you say did more with less, and we had this conversation when we broke down our ballots, but I think Wilfred Nancy did more than Jim Curtin, did more with less than Jim Curtin did more with less.
I wouldn't agree to that, actually.
I would 100%. That's, yeah.
I would say if you look at both those squads, I would say that they're fairly even.
I mean, look, did Montreal finished 2 points, 3 points behind behind Philly?
Ishmael Kone is probably going to go to Europe.
But the season,
Georgia Mihalovic definitely going to Europe. Wanyama probably not going to come back. Probably going to go to Turkey. You've got Wilfred Nancy, who's being looked at by European clubs. Supposedly, there's already offers in place.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at 4 potential superstars, and you've got a couple of Canadian national team players in there. Look at Philly. Philly ain't got that. I mean, Glesnes is Defender of the Year.
Hold on, please. Goalkeeper of the Year, Defender of the Year.
Right, Glesnes. Not someone being looked at by Europe is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, but you don't think he was a beast?
No, that means he played really well. That doesn't mean he's a superstar in the making. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean he's waiting in the wings.
Does he have the publicity of a Chiellini? No, he does not.
No.
But as far as a consistently good player,
been incredible,
for Jim Curtin for years,
and deserves Defender of the Year. I voted for you for Defender of the Year.
But the fact that you're implying that the Montreal, who
on paper I think has
no. Look at
I don't know what the
just
term
look at the
is.
last 3 years for Montreal. They've been somewhat a nightmare.
They had no. I love you. Thierry Henry is not a manager, bro.
I don't think it was Henry's fault. I think it was the
Wilfred Nancy took what Thierry Henry brought in and kind of removed it all around.
They weren't like superstars even when Henry was there. Philly has had a level of consistent. What are you talking? They just won Supporter Shield 2 years ago.
But they're not superstars.
They were. They. If it wasn't
who on Philly would you say like Europe was like, oh, we got to have this guy? Ishmael Kone came out of nowhere. This kid was not even in an academy.
So are you suggesting that Montreal might have a better squad, even close to Philadelphia? Because I think Philadelphia beats Montreal 10 out of 10 times.
But that's because of Jim Curtin. I don't. You know what? I would say if FIFA ratings alone.
Please, somebody in the chat, if you're a Philly fan, I'm sure there are some.
Where's Doobsburg, bro?
Let us know if this makes any sense from Alexis, because Philadelphia has been phenomenal the last, especially 3 years. So I don't know.
Nick Red said this might be the worst take by Alexis than the 2000 Lions versus Sun.
What is? I think the vote is so close because people really did feel, at least 43% of the media felt that Wilfred Nancy did more with less than Jim Curtin. That's why the differences are so stark.
I don't agree. I would say it's pretty close, but I bet you just like, I don't know, like I don't think Montreal squad to squad is a better team than Philadelphia, but that's because they have Jim Curtin. But I don't know, maybe FIFA ratings or something. You know what I mean? Like the actual players would be rated higher on Montreal than they are in Philly. Even though I think Philly is a better coach squad, which is why, not by much, but a better coach squad, which is why I voted for Jim Curtin.
Okay. And I think overall,
just going next to 10,000 Lions versus Jim Curtin.
Overall, the from academy to everything, the whole body of work that Jim Curtin has done, and he completely revitalized what the Philadelphia Union looked like, and made them a power player in the world football market with the transfers of like Brendan Aronson and stuff like that. When you can do stuff like that, you will be known on a global scale and be respected and be sought after. But I'm just saying, Philadelphia, they're a good team. I
have a follow-up question for you, Your Honor.
Go for it.
A lot of people are talking about, damn, I even said to myself, I'm going to hit record this time. A lot of people are talking about Jesse Marsh as the potential next U.S. men's national team coach if Berhalter, lays an egg on this one.
Sure.
Doesn't Jim Curtin deserve that more?
I don't know if deserve is not the word I would use, but I think Jim Curtin is probably going to get an opportunity. I'm sure he's already, received the offers to manage in Europe. But I think that's his next move. I think he's going to take an opportunity to do that. So does he?
Not
deserve,
what I asked.
Does
not
he
what
deserve?
I asked. If it was if you were making the decision.
No, I would take Jesse Marsh.
Why?
I think a stronger connection to the players that are already there. Obviously they both coach Brendan Aronson, but having already worked with Tyler Adams, already having managed 2 clubs in Europe, you would just say the resume is better for Jesse Marsh. So I would give him the opportunity.
So if you were making that decision, you would give it to Jesse Marsh just because of the resume.
Yeah.
You don't think Jim Curtin has kind of coached his way into maybe being considered a front runner for that position? Knowing that there's probably some.
I could say that.
There's some cons to his resume, being that he doesn't have the connection to the players that play in Europe for the most part. That's certainly a strike against Jim Curtin's resume. But I would almost say, regardless of how Philadelphia ends the season, his coaching pedigree, to me, has been self-proven. To me, he's the front runner. He may not get the gig because there's probably more pros on the Jesse Marsh side. But to me, he is, for me, the front runner. If something were to happen to Berhalter, I still believe in Berhalter.
Yeah, I think the fact that...
but maybe you can't hire a second MLS coach.
I mean, look, it'll piss off people on Twitter. That's about it.
Everyone's going to piss off everyone.
I don't know. So, that's no reason to not do it. Could he do the job? I'm 100% certain, but it's a different job overall, right? Like I think Jim Curtin is great, especially with bringing in young players, giving people opportunities, and he's a good dude. I mean, we've spoken to him enough where we're just like, all right, this is, out of all the coaches that we've met, I would say he's by far, he's on the top of the list as like generally one of the nicest. So
Jim Curtin?
Yeah.
Oh, on the Vibes list? He's top.
Vibes is great.
He's the Supporter Shield winner for Vibes, bro.
I'm like that. Out of what other coaches that we've met, so we can make a.
Cherundolo's vibey as hell too, but we didn't meet him as a coach.
We didn't meet him as a coach. Nick Cushing vibes are heavy.
He might be a little too vibey.
No, vibes are good.
The first time I met Nick Cushing, like officially, he was standing on a table, screaming into a microphone, blowing out a speaker, legitimately blowing out a speaker. So that's a heavy vibe.
Vibes are great. He even said he said there was a viral video that went of a song that he did after NYCFC won MLS Cup, and he did an interview with Ian Joy, and he said like, if I knew that I was gonna be the interim manager 6 months later, I probably wouldn't have done that song.
Yeah.
So who else? Who else have we met?
Dope coaches. I mean, Schmetzer does not make the vibes list.
Schmetzer, no, he's not.
Schmetzer's not making the vibes
The
list,
vibes
bro.
is not there. Yeah.
No.
Or at least he's low on the vibe power rankings.
yeah. He might be less. He got that little dash. He didn't go up or down. He stayed at the bottom. Curtin got to be up there. I'm trying to think. Struber, we've never met.
I met Gerhard Struber.
Did you?
Yeah, at Yankee
Gerhard.
Stadium. Gerhard Struber. Yeah, I met him at Yankee Stadium.
What do we think?
I shook his hand and I'm like, hey, how you doing, coach? This was at the game against Atlanta.
Before the playoff game.
No.
Before the
This
derby.
is last year's. No, this was Rebels had already lost the day before. They lost to Philly the day before.
Yeah.
So he came and watched NYCFC play Atlanta, and I met him there. Just shook his hand. Vibes also not very great.
Not great.
But he's also just lost in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and he's at his rival stadium.
Yeah. He thought probably you were gonna be like, "Yo, thank you for losing, you piece of shit." You know.
Just dump water on him. Like, wow.
Yeah. Take this, you German. Why is he being disrespectful? I don't even know if he's German. He might be Austrian. Who else? Who are some of the other managers? Lucci. He's back, right?
Lucci's at San Jose now.
Vibes.
But like dad vibes, chill vibes.
But like, dude who's not Guano but grew up in Miami.
Right? But
He's like the dad at the party who like gets one Miller Lite in him, and he starts vibing heavy, and you're like, wow, I haven't seen dad's hips move like this in a while.
been a while, okay.
Who's the Chicago coach?
Ezra.
Yeah,
No, we have not met. We haven't met him, so I don't know.
Who else have we met? Oh, who's
Oscar Pareja.
dude?
Vibes are good on Oscar
Abuelo
Pareja.
vibes, right?
At least Theo vibes.
Theo,
you know?
but like the heartwarming
yeah,
Theo.
yeah. You know, not
The one who calls you and says like, yo, your mother told me she's mad at you, dude. What are you doing? You know how she gets. Let us know who your vibes power ranking is, bro.
We're just doing it. I don't know. We didn't know. We didn't plan this.
Struber has a weird vibe like the Sprockets bit on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I don't remember that bit.
Isn't that the one where they were like, and the Sprockets?
Oh,
Isn't that it?
Yeah, maybe.
The radio show?
Is that what it was? Yeah, I don't remember.
Chris Armas is available as well as a men's national team coach. Nick Red is crazy.
SKC fan TV said Peter Vermees, pretty low. The vibes count.
That's an Army vibe, bro. That's an Army vibe right there. That's he does his bed before he goes to the bathroom when he wakes up vibe. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Ain't you got to pee, bro?
Okay, so, but like always.
Adrian Heath, super vibey.
Oh, the vibes are wild.
He don't get to the top of the list, but he automatically gets invited to every party. Inchie's heavy on the vibes, bro.
Very much so.
No, we got to do the Cooligans Vibes of the Year award. Bryce, you're right, dude.
Okay. Okay, who's gonna build the award?
We'll give him the telly, dude.
Awards back there. The Justin Freeberg said Christian is slowly losing his invite to dinner at Jim's house. He understands,
Yeah,
you know.
he gets it.
I mean, look, it is an interesting thing because we are close with Jim Curtin, but obviously our teams are facing each other this weekend.
You know how you voted for Nancy? You remember, that meme of Wesley Snipes crying holding the gun?
Right.
That's how you voted for Nancy.
Sure. More pointing the gun.
You had to do it to your homie Jim, bro. Tab Ramos, Taylor Ham vibes. Yo,
we met Tab.
We have met Tab. He's low on the vibe
did
scale.
Did we interview
though.
Tab? Or we weren't. I think we weren't allowed to, right?
No, he was. He wanted to show us no personality.
No. That wasn't the issue. This was at the coaches conference.
Yeah.
And we were at like an Adidas
activation,
like a thing. What's it called? The step and repeat, and it had Adidas all over it. and he's a Nike U.S. Soccer is with Nike, and he's like, I don't think I can be here. I don't think we ended up speaking to him. It was just like,
Oh no, we introduced ourselves,
yeah, I know that,
and
but
he gave us. I don't want to say it was a cold shoulder, but
Yeah,
it felt like it.
But it was 2017 Cooligans. Nobody knew who
It was a different vintage. Now. It's a different vintage now.
the vibes are different. with
Our
Cooligans.
vibes are different.
Okay.
The Vibies will be a pair of Air Force Ones painted gold. Oh my God, Justin Freeberg! Yo, we gotta make these.
Okay. I ain't doing it. Somebody got to make it, please. Who wants to
Bro.
volunteer?
We got a pair of fucking.
Okay, let's go real quick through the matches for the MLS playoff matches last week. Philadelphia did beat Cincinnati 1-0. This was fairly. The game was basically like, all right, when's Philly gonna score here? Why are they terrorizing their fans by making it a little bit scary?
This is one of those things that Philly does, though, is that sometimes they kind of lay in the cut a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, when are they going to turn it on?
Yeah, I mean, Andre Blake stepped up. He had a couple
Massive.
big saves.
Massive.
And I think it was after this game that Jim Curtin, I think at halftime, he said something like that the Philadelphia Union analytics department focuses on getting a good on goalkeeper first, and that's where they start to build out their roster. It's obviously just complimenting their
Right.
goalkeeper of the year.
But I know why you did that. You're like, oh, spreadsheets.
Okay, sure.
Someone said, by the way, 2 episodes in a row with a spreadsheet. So technically, the 3 cells.
I'll put a fucking spreadsheet on every episode. I could care
Bro, you
less.
think the Vibe Awards is not going to be spreadsheet based?
Bro. So the look, did he save them necessarily from this game? But it's I would say more than
That's what
anything.
you want. That's why you have a goalkeeper like Andre
Right,
Blake.
but you
though.
got to give credit to FC Cincinnati for getting this far for their first time in the playoffs.
They went from wooden spoon to second round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, very much so.
I guess I'm the only one clapping.
We make jokes about Cincinnati all the time, but I think maybe we could put those to rest. Put those to bed.
Who do
a
we
little
hand
bit.
that to, though?
I mean,
Those L's will keep coming, but we just have to deliver them to somebody else.
who got the wooden spoon this year? Not the Fire. Who got it?
I think it was Kansas City.
No, it wasn't Kansas City. They finished with 40 points, I believe. It was
Mike Thomas called this the V look up against.
DC.
DC.
It feels like a weird year for them, but whatever. They've won MLS Cup. They have such a historic, they have a great history with their club. So it's difficult to just
the Excelligans.
I'll take it.
Get ready for a new show hosted by Christian Alone, dude.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the fact that Cincinnati played as well as they did, only gave up 1 goal. They really couldn't find any space to even create like outside of the probably 2 saves that Andre Blake really had to make.
You got to sink those against a team like Philly.
Yeah,
that's the thing about Philly is if they don't make many mistakes, but when they do, you have to capitalize.
Yeah, I was just surprised. Cincinnati had a lot of the ball here, and I think it was a little scary for Union fans. I thought it was gonna go to at least extra time or something like that because Cincinnati did look all right. But
I legitimately thought you said sextra time, bro.
Bro, that's what I do with my lady, bro.
Oh, I think both teams could win if you're being honest.
Okay, and we have a countdown clock. All right, okay. The ref is there, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah.
like, yo, ref, what time is it? Are we almost done?
And let me tell you something. He's gonna be handing out yellows and reds, bro. You want to be easy.
Okay. Next up, Trafico. That was on Thursday, right? I believe. LAFC wins 3-2. What a great game!
Incredible game.
One of the best, I think. Trafico. I think this is, the ones in the past in general have usually been like LAFC collapsing when they
Right.
probably should have won, or LA Galaxy not really having much of an opportunity. Even in that the last Trafico playoff game, which was like 5-3, it was just a mess. The game, like, nobody wanted to defend.
Is this the best derby?
It felt like 2 fairly even teams. I wanted extra time, but LAFC
LA
just
couldn't do it.
LA
Galaxy.
I felt bad for. I kind of wanted Galaxy to win. I just I like I don't know.
Bro,
if it's
you hate Sharundalo. What do you do to you?
bro.
You nutmeg them. Yeah.
No, I think Chicharito advancing. Yeah, I'm a Chicharito fan. I wanted Chicharito to win more than anything. But I did feel bad when they gave up that goal in the 93rd minute because you could tell that they were just trying to score. And so they brought on Victor Vasquez.
Right, they sent everyone.
They sent everyone. They're like, yo, let's. And then who was it that scored? Jovic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
A beautiful goal.
Unbelievable goal. So I'm like,
my God.
extra time at Trafico. This is gonna be great. Maybe we'll go to penalties.
Yeah.
I just wanted the
And
chaos.
then he said fuagata.
Yeah, and then who is it? Buanga scored 2, and then
Right.
Chicho Arango scored that last goal. And
It was so back and forth. I would say I prefer the Hudson River Derby, but we've never really done it at this level in a playoff game.
Right.
We haven't had the stakes.
Yeah,
that this derby has.
Somebody pointed this out. I think I forgot his name. I hate that I forgot his name, but he's a great journalist and he covers NYCFC. But he pointed out that NYCFC has been NYCFC and Rebel have faced each other something like, I don't know, 10, 12 times.
Yeah, it feels like 10, 12 times.
They've both made the playoffs 7 years. They've been in the playoffs 7 years in a row, and
Not
never
facing-
faced each
yeah,
other in the
never.
playoffs. And LAFC and Galaxy have been in the playoffs at the same time.
And they've always faced each other.
Yeah, 2 times or 3
Yeah.
times, and they've always faced each other. So that is just an interesting stat because
Right.
it'd be nice to have that game in the playoffs, the Hudson River Derby in the playoffs.
When you hear that stat, it does feel like Garber's in a room smoking a cigar going, do it again.
Okay.
You know what to do, ref.
He's getting all the sponsors lined up.
Uh-huh.
Look, they're doing it. They're
Yeah,
doing it for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
See, you can see how much control I have
Yeah,
over
he
it.
calls Continental Tire. He's like, if I were you, I maybe would spend a little bit more marketing in the western part of the country.
So I had seen the ratings, the television ratings for this game were maybe because it was a weekday, but they actually didn't do that well. They did worse than like NYCFC Montreal, which was on a weekend, obviously. But
Really?
you would, again, it's just you. This is one of the most high profile games in MLS. And
Hey, bro, who cares? Apple, you already bought it, baby.
you already signed in Wingdings. It's all done.
You got plane, roller coaster, 3 dashes. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, you can't go back on that.
Yo.
Justin Freeber said, interesting fact, the 3 teams that have gained the most points over the last 5 seasons are 3 of the 4 teams in the conference finals, LAFC, Union, and NYCFC. So it's making sense.
Yeah, the math adds up.
The math is mathin',
Oh.
as they say.
Quick maths, bro.
So, it was a corner from Kellen Acosta, and you see Victor Vasquez being like, I ain't here to play defense, and the ball is going over his head. Buanga traps it, gets a great shot, and then and Chicho puts it in. So,
Quick question about Kellen Acosta. Someone in our chat said Kellen is suspect. I think he's a great player.
I think he's a great player too.
I also think he fits this LAFC team really, really well.
He's another guy that we've met. We interviewed him in Chicago at MLS All-Star, and he was shirtless. Remember this?
Did we interview Kellen Acosta?
Yes, we did. Remember this was
Man, I've been telling him he hasn't been on our show for a while.
no, he wasn't on the show. He was just in like on the media line after
Yeah,
training
yeah.
and stuff like that.
This was his Dallas days still.
Yeah, yeah. he
This
still
was
in
after the whole girlfriend thing.
the whole girlfriend.
Remember,
thing.
like someone kind of was he the one that got played by a girl who got friend zoned very publicly? People were posting about it on Twitter.
I have no recollection of this.
No,
No.
Remember,
Was it Kellen?
it might be Kellen.
Doesn't ring a bell to me. Okay.
Someone confirm that, because if it's not, I want to correct that.
It doesn't feel like it was him, but
I think it was
I
him.
vaguely remember you.
We didn't bring it up, but it was like we could ask about this, but we ended up not.
I don't recall that at all.
Oh,
Anyway.
dude, yeah, he got very public.
No,
zone.
Kellen, great vibes,
top
vibes, good dude.
We got to, that everybody uses that website that has the tiers.
Yes,
And then you put we got to do
like a pyramid with the
do a vibes first 11,
vibes pyramid,
bro.
Sean says Kellen hasn't been producing for the club. 2 goals, 4 assists isn't near enough, but he's not.
He's not an attacking
He's
player.
not an attacking player. He's a
Yo.
central midfielder. Hold the ball.
He's a little box to
pass the ball.
box.
He's the second assist guy.
Yeah,
Kellen
yeah.
has never been.
He's also the second defensive midfielder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's not a 10.
He's the, hey, man, I'm here if you need me, bro.
Well, even when he plays for the U.S., he's coming in for he would replace Weston, maybe Yunus Musa. He's a hold the ball. I think I said this yesterday. I forgot who I was talking about, but just like about Jack Grealish, about he got paid. They paid $100 million for a guy that doesn't make mistakes and holds on to the ball, and that's what Kellen Costa is. Without a doubt.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Alexis Beyond at TMZ Twitter.
Crimson Pizza said, Christian is like, remember this professional interview we did? And Alexis is like, oh, let me remind myself which cheese man this was related to.
Yeah. I forgot we interviewed him, but it was. I'm telling you, when he was on FC Dallas, it became like the players were like retweeting some girl who posted about being friends with him, but apparently he had been trying to hook up with her for a hot minute.
I mean, I'm sure he's doing fine.
Please. Please.
He's in LA.
Let's just say I'm not smelling the man's fingers. There's no reason.
Yeah, let's just say that nobody knows exactly what you're talking about, but what a great euphemism.
Yeah, you guys make of that what you will.
Okay, so
the pairing of Ben just calling said the pairing of Kelly and Ilie in the midfield more than made up for losing Atuesta. Dude, Atuesta was good, huh?
Edward Atuesta. Well, he went to Liga MX, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Chivas?
Player.
I think he went to Chivas.
I don't remember.
Yeah. And he's crushing it. Doesn't he on the Mexican national team, Atuesta? Who am I thinking of? No, it's Antuna, Uriel Antuna, who also played at LAFC. Where did Antuna went to? Where did Edward Atuesta go? He's playing for Palmeiras.
Palmeiras.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I'm confused with Uriel.
Colombiano.
So
I used to use them in FIFA all the time.
Okay. Montreal NYCFC. What a game.
Honestly, it should have been a clean sheet.
Yeah, I agree.
NYCFC keeps doing this thing where at the beginning of the match, I'm like, I have no idea how this is going to go. And then by the 90th minute, I'm like, did the other team even show up, dude?
Bro, it was quite a surprise. I'm like watching this game and, an early goal for Maxi. And also the last few matches, the last like 6 matches for Maxi Morales have been incredible. People, NYCFC Twitter is just like
dialing back that clock.
They're basically like, who are we building the statue of, bro? Is it gonna be Maxi? Is it gonna be Maxime Chanot? Is it gonna be Alex Collins? We don't know, bro.
It's Maxi Morales is pulling the strings at a rate where like you could tell he's MLS Cup ready. You know what I mean?
So,
but that brings the question: is he's what 34?
Something like that. Yeah. I exactly. Yeah.
Could you take him off the pitch after the second goal, please? Can we save him?
He did get subs off, and I heard there was a rumor that he might have picked up a slight knock, but I don't think it's anything.
I feel like he's going to play through it.
Worry about yeah, and I think all the players who got injured in that game, Maxime Chanot, who was doing the Cristiano Ronaldo
absolutely incredible
Portugal coaching on the sideline with the bandage on the thigh.
I don't know if you saw the absolutely stupid live tweeting I was doing.
Yes, I did see that.
Every time someone did something positive for NYCFC, I just put, how could you not? I think the first one was, how could you not love Maxi Morales? Mm-hmm. How could you not love the Post?
The Post, Post came out big.
Yo, Post vibes heavy with the Post.
I mean, Andre Blake getting goalkeeper of the year. Yeah. I don't know. Post dig.
The real shame is we're not giving respect to Andre Blake's been playing next to the Post this entire season, dude. Also, Coach Maxime Chanot.
Yeah, dude, that was it was fun to see. You see the he
is an absolute leader.
Yeah, there's and he's already he's made this public. He is getting I don't know what coaching badges he has already, but the plan is he wants to. I think he's going to stick around with NYCFC. And
I would absolutely love it.
He's great, but another great vibes guy.
Yo, heavy vibes.
Leadership vibes for real.
He has the friend you hang out with who tells you, "Hey guys, maybe we shouldn't do this." That's the vibe I get from him. Like,
and then all of a sudden you're holding MLS Cup. It's crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm glad I listened to you.
Wow, dude. Who filled this with Miller Lite?
There it is. Okay, so but the 3 goals, Morales, Eber, that goal, that was the goal that to me felt like the kind of nail in the coffin for Montreal. They kept hitting the post. Sean Johnson kept making all these saves, and then
there was one Kai Kamara header where Sean was just like, where to go? And I think that's where I got. How could you not love the post?
But once Eber scored that goal, it deflated the Stade Saputo, man. I felt so.
All I heard was NYCFC fans chanting after that.
I think there were only like 200 too. But you could hear it loud and clear. It felt a little bit just like the New England Revolution game, the season prior in the playoffs, where you're going, supporter shield winner. You expect to have a really, really tough game and early goal. And it's just like, whoa, didn't expect this at all.
It sort of shifts the way Montreal could play.
Yeah.
It made them have to be way more direct. But also, they've got a guy like Kai Kamara, who's, I don't know how old this man is, but he's
37.
But that dude's got ups.
Dude, he has not. Look, I don't know if he's coming back to Montreal because, he was without a club for like 6-7 months.
Every MLS club.
But yeah, the dude,
Has he played for NYCFC? And I just forgot. He will play for every MLS club.
He's just I look. It's like remarkable what because he is like one of those dudes that is like constantly doubted, and he just continues to prove himself.
The credit he deserves. He's the type of dude that like Pablo Maurer will do a story on 10 years from now while he's still playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
So look. So that goal, Eber scoring that goal. And it was just a fantastic pass from Gabi Pereira.
So
and he's another one that's just like, bro.
Santi and Gabi are just
when
they're on, good luck.
It's unreal how especially Gabi Pereira, who got to NYCFC this season, in the middle of the season, and he's just adapting quite well. There's the
also shouts to Justin Hawk.
Yeah, he came in the game. They needed him. So after Maxime got hurt, that's when I was like, oh, I don't think NYCFC is going to be able to hold on.
They switched to a back four, and it was a little skittish.
Yeah,
to say the least at first.
Everybody was open for headers. Yeah. There weren't three center backs there. Remember I told you? I said this a couple weeks ago. I said as soon as NYCFC went three at the back, they stopped giving up as many goals as they used to.
Right.
Especially in that middle of the season. But if one of them gets hurt, I'm a little worried about what the formation is going to look like and how they're going to handle it. And I'm happy that they handled it quite well, even though they did get, they gave up a couple risky chances, and Sean Johnson really had to do a lot.
Sure, they bent, but they didn't break.
Correct.
But what have we heard about Chanot?
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. I mean, it's only been 2 days, so
they haven't released anything?
No, not yet. I don't think we're going to hear anything till probably Thursday or Friday.
I have a feeling he's not going to play against Philly, and that's a massive loss against Philly.
I agree.
The team.
Thales he also pulled a hamstring. Remember the last 8-9 minutes of the game, he couldn't even run. Yeah. He had to just stay on the pitch because they had already used all their substitutions. So hopefully he can play, but they played without him in Miami. They played without him in most of the game against Montreal. Having him is obviously very important.
Having Chanot, not Thales. I don't think we need Thales.
I don't think we need Thales, but
he will be super important for MLS Cup if we make it. Yeah. But for this match, I think we could survive without Thales. Chanot is a massive loss, especially his energy on the pitch.
Yeah. No, great. He's an absolute beast.
His leadership is incredible.
Brian Tobar said, "Let's give some praise to Thiago Martins this season with his transition and how smooth it's been." I agree. Look, all three center backs for NYCFC have, I think, been phenomenal.
Smart to go to three at the back. Did they do three at the back for Campeones?
Yes.
Because ever since Campeones Cup, we've been a completely different team.
Yeah.
Shouts to Yusef Ricard, who said the bar when Heber scored, "Hey, big head." You got a big head.
He does.
I don't, but hold on. I want to give him a credit. Did you hear him do his interview in English?
Yeah, the post game. Yeah, he was great. He's done a couple of them.
Hey, Bear. But this one was like smooth. He didn't take those big hesitations.
Yeah. He did an interview with Glenn Crooks in English. That was pretty good as well. So happy for him. A lot of
when we met him, when we first met him. You were at the Adidas event, right? Before COVID.
No, you met him first.
Okay, I met him, and we were chatting in Spanish.
He speaks Spanish pretty well.
He speaks Spanish pretty well. And somebody, I forgot who it was, goes, "Speak to him in English. He's learning." And I was like, "Oh, are you speak English?" And whatever came out of his mouth was not English. Like it was very clearly, it was like the beginning stages of it. And now I was dude, I was watching it. I felt like I'm the one who taught him how to speak English, bro. bro.
I felt like I'm the one who saw it. My man's just like, hey, he did all this work and he steps in like the absent father.
You're welcome.
The absent father
When he
is
makes
like,
the
bro.
league. Number 1 draft. I knew it all along. It's because I wasn't here, bro.
I always believed in him. I knew that if I was just away from him for about 18 years, I knew he would succeed.
You think if I wasn't sleeping around with all these thoughts that he would have made this league? No, he needed to hate me, bro. I'm his agent. Talk to me.
Look, overall, I thought the team was great, and I think that's probably the biggest advantage for NYCFC, that it's a very different team than the team that played the Philadelphia Union 2 times earlier this year. NYCFC lost both of those matches. It was the first time Philly beat NYCFC at Yankee Stadium,
Yep.
and I think it was funny too, because we were that game, we were on the field, and I think they lost 2-0,
Right.
and then we were posting content and stuff like that, and then Jim Curtin texted us. He was like, "Yo, why didn't y'all say hi?" I'm like, bro,
Jimmy.
he literally.
This is why he's top of the ranks in the vibes list.
The vibes are immaculate, because that's the kind of light banter we appreciate. You know?
Absolutely.
He's like, yo, why didn't y'all come say hi?
Weird that y'all didn't say hi.
I was celebrating on third base. I don't know why you were.
Brian Tobar said, so when we getting Cooligans on the NYCFC Forever pod, trust the vision. I've been on.
I've been on as well.
Yeah, we both have been on.
We've called in. We've never been there in person.
We haven't been invited to the basement.
Right. That's right.
The big dude basement. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb on this show, bro.
Okay,
Yo,
I'm fine with it.
It's all big dudes, bro. We're going to have Doritos. Shouts to NYCFC Forever pod. Absolutely incredible. You get a real sense of what it's like in the supporter section, or for those who know, if you know, the bodega. What's it like behind the bodega?
Exactly.
That's that pod. Shouts to everybody on there. Shouts to Sanchez. Shouts to Dubes. Shouts to Youssef. Shouts to Irving, if he ever is. I don't even know if he's still on it.
The work that you fire him? What happened?
I don't know what happened, but last time I was on that show, though, we had been going through that run. It was right after the week after they did the Dial Out, the Ronnie Out.
Yeah.
And I said, bro, you guys got to trust it. We're going to make a comeback. You got to trust the vision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who said that, and we won MLS damn cup.
That's it. It all comes back to Alexis.
Bro, I took time from teaching a bear how to speak English.
They call him Alexis Butterfly Effect Guerreros.
Bro, if I say it, it happens. My wife says that's called manifesting.
Okay, somebody did mention the blue collar workers thing. We got
to talk about
I already
this.
got this on deck.
We got
bro.
this pulled up.
So shout out to Fox 29 Philly. Talking to fans, Philadelphia Phillies fans, after they congrats to the Phillies who are made it to the World Series.
Yeah.
Did they win it the last time they were there? I think they did, right?
I have no clue.
A couple years ago. I just, it should have been the Mets. That's always me.
That's all you say.
And also the Yankees took a massive L as well.
I don't know what you're talking about. We purposely lost so that we
I
could
thought
give.
Houston were the cheaters that was supposed to get beaten.
Well, clearly they cheated again.
Bro, with cheating or not cheating, they're just better at hitting and pitching.
Did you see Ted Cruz video at the game?
Yeah, I did too.
The end of that video might be my favorite ending.
So,
you my dick. It's just such a New York
hey,
thing.
welcome to New York. Now get out of here. Okay, so if you haven't seen or heard this, this is the local news station Fox 29. They're interviewing fans after the Philadelphia Phillies made it to the World Series.
I love a good Philadelphia man on the street segment because last time I saw one, a man ate ate horse poop. Philly's a different place.
I mean, there are 2 women here. I hope it's not like some 2 girls, 1 cup type thing.
Hey, you never know.
So
3 actually.
So here goes. I will play it and then we'll react to it.
Go Phillies!
Let's go Phils, okay? Listen, Philly's taking over. The Phillies are taking over. Also, the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers, I don't know. But listen, wait, the who?
The Union.
Union,
oh, we like the Union.
Go Phillies, go Phillies.
Go Phillies.
The Union.
Like the blue collar workers?
The soccer team.
There it is. The Union blue collar workers.
Bro.
Yo, if somebody at Subaru Park doesn't have a sign that says blue collar workers,
If the merch isn't being screen printed as we speak, the shirts better be steaming hot
okay,
come this game on Sunday.
we're gonna have a problem, bro, because this is
Bro.
the best this is the best level of it's advertising. It's also a a lot of people, even in Philly, a lot of MLS fans were like, there were a lot of sighs, like, oh, we still have so much work to do.
No. You gotta lean in.
That's it. You can be like, yo, you don't know about the Philadelphia.
Look at the shirt I'm wearing.
Bro.
You gotta lean in.
That's it. We gotta lean into Philadelphia Union blue collar workers versus the New York City FC baseball, whatever. Whatever. Who cares?
The pinstripes. I don't care what you want to call us.
Okay, but that's how we should embrace this moment, because this moment is a gift. This is not anything to be.
You couldn't have paid for marketing like this.
Exactly,
bro.
So, but obviously hilarious. But this is a
like who? Like the blue collar workers?
What, are you some sort of like socialist? What is going on?
So are you like trying to eat the rich?
Just, where do you stand on these very important political issues?
Wait! Don't come back to your broadcast. I have more questions about why you're talking about unions.
I love that this girl's informed. She knows her stuff. She's just like, all right, this. Union what? Okay.
I like the girl behind her. She's like, yup, union. Okay, pay your dues.
Damn, has a hard hat and an orange vest.
She's like, 100%. Take those 15-minute breaks, fellas and ladies.
You deserve it.
I hate.
So, I love Justin Freeber said, the blue-collar workers versus the Timberland Pigeons.
Hey. I know who I'm voting for.
Love it. So... Shout out to JG said. Shout out to Logo 57. What isn't it? Giannis and Chris, when they used to do History Hyenas, they were ladder 14. Remember that? They used to do ladder 14.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. You know what it is. But dude, that was fun. Obviously, very very exciting. So good on them. I like we said, I hope they use it as an opportunity to promote the game. Do whatever, man. Have fun with it. Okay. What else do we?
Ben just going to said blue collar workers versus the Las Vegas Legends, just for the kids alone. Oh, we got to talk about this.
We do got to talk about this. Is the other thing I also have on deck, because if you're on soccer Twitter, especially MLS Twitter, the Austin FC. Obviously, congrats to Austin. We didn't even talk about that game, but
congrats to their fans.
Austin beat Dallas 2-1. Great game. I mean, they 2 very quick goals.
Yeah.
But they very much a deserved win. But I don't understand this.
We played a clip of the fans being like, "You didn't believe in us,"
right?
Andrew Weeb.
Yeah, Andrew Weeb.
So like,
what ended up happening?
David Ass.
David Ass.
Yeah.
So great, hilarious. We love it. All right, and those guys responded really.
Of course.
Well to it.
Again, they leaned in.
Yeah. So the predictions were laminated. And we showed the tweet last time, and if you were listening to this, it's obviously the MLS experts' predictions, all our people that...
Taylor Twellman did confirm who did this, though. Did you see this?
Yes, Felipe Martins did this.
The troll of troll. Our league's own Diego Costa has a lamination machine.
And Felipe has always been known to be feisty, especially on the pitch. I didn't expect it like on social media. And
I didn't think he was out here, photoshopping.
Oh, I did not know he had a laminator in his house.
Keeping the receipts from Staples where he bought the laminator.
Arts and crafts.
Yo.
But you can see this is the tweet also came from Anthony Precourt.
Well, this photo, someone took a picture of this, and a lot of people have been posting this exact photo.
I think Anthony Precourt.
No, but a couple people posted this from Austin FC. But for your owner to post this.
Yeah. And then the tweet itself says, always know where we are going, but never forget where we came from. Another bonus match. And literally everybody's like, oh, you came from Columbus?
Yeah. So people are like, someone put, you came from Connecticut, dude. Which is like, I get it. It's a good clapback, but.
It's not the right caption for this image, for Anthony Precourt to write this.
What do you think about this sort of like, like Dallas Cowboys called themselves America's team?
Yeah.
They're calling themselves an underdog. They're like, nobody believes in us. Meanwhile, a lot of people believe in you.
Yeah. And they're also...
No one believed in you in the beginning of the season. No one knew what you were about.
And also, I saw this. The Athletic did a poll of every MLS team, like their fans, and asking them where they thought their team would finish. Mm-hmm. Where did Austin FC fans think Austin FC would finish? What do you think?
10th?
11th.
Eesh.
So everybody said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this is the narrative you are
Are
creating.
you saying Anthony Precourt hates his own fans?
It's it makes
A
no
second city in a row.
It just, but this just like lit up Twitter, and it just for a day and a half. This is all everyone wanted to talk about. It was Charles and Tom and Matt and everybody kind of responding. Some people joking around, some people taking it serious, and I think overall, it's.
Would you say it's cringe? Because that seemed to be the sort of undercurrent of the conversation, that this is a little bit cringy for an owner to do.
It's like now you brought the teacher in to get in on the joke, and now the joke is not fun anymore.
Oh, it's like when your dad goes fleek. You know, you're like, ugh.
You went too far, and I thought that's exactly what this was. Because look, all these predictions are wildly reasonable. They all make 100% sense.
Also, everyone's kind of on the same page here.
What is it? There's a consensus.
Yeah,
that everybody
yeah.
thought this is where they would end up, and you should be happy that this is not where you ended up. But to target these specific analysts is like, and to the point where it's beyond a joke, and it's like y'all didn't believe in us. Then that's when it gets a little cringy.
I mean, I don't think it was beyond a joke. I think it's kind of remained lighthearted. I don't think anyone's getting like death threats or anything crazy.
Nobody get not them in particular. It's just like the banter between fans about this can get slightly toxic, where it's just like it's not violent or anything like that, but it's just like to me there's so many other things that Austin FC can be proud of. I would love to talk about Brad Stuver and the unbelievable season and playoffs that he is having.
I tweeted out, Brad Stuver's no joke.
Yeah.
Wow. And by the way, he liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Brad Stuver on another vibes.
Heavy on the vibes. Him and his lady are just incredible people.
Super nice. Literally, he's like one of the few MLS players that I can like DM and be like, "Yo, congrats!" And he's like, "Yo, thanks, man."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, that's it."
Yeah, you're like, oh my God.
Good dude, great dude.
Get out of my window, Brad Stuver. I just want to thank you for the tweet before.
So I don't really get it, but overall it's still a lot of credit to Austin FC, and I think so. I was talking about television ratings. Austin FC Dallas, I think, was the highest rated match, the most viewers, and I think
Great match.
And people are really
Shouts to FC Dallas, by the way, man. What a great year.
People get frustrated with how Austin FC came to be and whatever. But let's not be wild. I mean, you haven't been to Austin for
no,
matches.
I haven't. But having watched that, you can't say that fan base doesn't deserve a team.
Without
That's
a doubt.
crazy.
Austin in general has an unbelievable soccer community and American soccer community, and people even Premier League ratings are usually highest in Austin. That's like another common thing. So great city for an MLS team. So it worked out. I mean, look, I'm glad Columbus obviously kept their team and everything.
Right.
But it's a great town for the sport, and I'm glad they're thriving and doing well. I think, and now we can start making a few predictions because I actually think
we should just talk about who's MLS Cup.
Who's going
in the MLS Cup?
Oh, okay, yeah. I see Austin. I think they can do it. I think Austin can beat LA at the bank, and obviously I'm gonna pick NYCFC to beat Philly, but more than anything, I think I think NYC Philly is gonna be. I'm hoping this, but I think it's going to be one of the best MLS matches in history. That's true. That is the feeling I have going into
You're
this game.
saying that it's going to be like 0-0 until the 90th minute. One
Even
shot
if it's
on
0-0,
goal each.
I think it's going to have a lot of fights. I think there's going to be a lot of scuffles
between the players.
I think Brujo, I think he's going to come in with even in the two matches that they played this season, there was that intensity was there. And
right.
And I think that's what Philly is probably going to try to use to maybe get in the heads. Maybe, NYCFC is not a team that gets goated.
No, but they are susceptible to it.
Yeah, but it's I think that's going to be the move. Make it an emotional game because I think that's how Philly's going to approach it. I think
NYCFC wins. They just seem to be on such a roll. They got, again, for the second year in a row, they got hot at the absolute right time.
Mm-hmm.
I think NYCFC beats Philly, but I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to go down to penalties. And I think I'm picking NYCFC every time when it comes to penalties. And we've been to LA before.
Yeah.
plenty of times. I've never been to Austin. I'd love to see what that city does with an MLS Cup final. But I have a feeling LAFC is just going to be too strong. Oh, my God, I hope you don't add me to a laminated sheet. I just think LAFC is too strong of a team. I think it's going to end up being LAFC versus NYC, and I think NYC wins.
Yeah, I think the Eastern Conference is winning. So even if it's Philly or NYC, I think either of them would be the favorites. But I feel like Austin can do it. I think when I saw the game against Galaxy, for them to give up 2 goals against Galaxy, who are not really that strong a team, and Austin is
yeah, but the emotions are really heavy in those types of matches. It's hard to say. It's really not about the 11 on the pitch, like how well they play.
Yeah,
that's a who wants it more match.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that match was that in particular. I thought the quality showed in the goals that LAFC gave up,
without a doubt.
Yeah. So, but I think Austin's just better, and I think not necessarily better than LAFC, but I think they have a real opportunity to cause an upset, and I think it might go to extra time, might go to penalties, and I would pick Stuver over Crepeau in that. Yeah,
sense. And I honestly think in all seriousness, it's MLS playoffs, and I think this is why people say like, there's a lot of Rebel fans who like, Supporter Shield's the real winner because they had to do it over a span of a whole season, and MLS Cup is whoever has the momentum, and I think that second part of that statement is absolutely true. You have to have momentum, and if you're looking at the Western Conference. Who has more momentum than Austin? Not LAFC. LAFC's doing well. Austin's got all the momentum right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they were at home, I would go on momentum, but I don't know how many away fans they're gonna allow for Austin. This is an issue with Subaru Park, like
Philly. I think
it's like 2,000 that they're limiting it to 2,000 tickets, which is sometimes fans are like, well, we should have more. I'm like. My feeling is like you want more, get a home game. Like I don't know, I don't see the point in complaining if they said 1,000 or whatever. I mean,
also they need a home field advantage.
Yeah,
right?
And that. So
if I understand, I might be like, so the 2 fans could sit right there, and we'll get some people around you.
NYCFC fans really turn out.
Travel really well.
Especially,
I think they have the best travel support of the league.
I don't know. I mean, to me that feels like it's LAFC because I see their away ends.
Oh, LAFC
absolutely packed.
Also. But no, I think NYCFC overall.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, as far as consistency, it is pretty.
Let's be honest. It's easier to drive to a lot of the games on the East Coast.
Right. I'm picking NYC against Austin. Alexis is picking NYC against LAFC.
Even though I think Austin has the momentum, but I think LAFC just has a little bit. They're a class above. I think right now Austin is playing with house money.
So let's see what some people are saying in the chat. Benja Skolnick said LAFC travels unreal. I agree. Everybody's saying it's LAFC. I kind of, it feels like, just like by the eye test, it feels like LAFC, but maybe NYC is fairly close. Jason Pena says Union fans' confidence is going to make NYCFC win sweeter. Okay, the confidence is there as well. And Jason also said the Union didn't look great versus Cincy. I wouldn't say that they didn't look great, but I think Cincy played that game very well. I think they're better than a lot of people expected.
But you should also be worried that Cincy played the best game they were able to play, and Philly still beat them.
Yeah. Camilo Garcia said, Brujo is coming with that brujeria.
Mike Thomas said, you're both dead to me until Monday.
I mean, it'd be weird if one of us were like, I think the Union going to really demolish that.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say this. I think
if I thought NYCFC was going to lose, I'd say it, but I don't think they're going to lose.
I don't.
I don't think it'll be easy.
I thought the game against Miami, I thought the game against Montreal, I thought they would be more difficult than they actually were. My one concern...
I actually didn't think we'd beat Miami. I was worried we wouldn't beat it.
I thought the home game, I'm like, we got it.
But it was Citi Field.
Yeah. But my concern, actually, in approaching this game is the lack of a real test. I mean, and not to disrespect Miami or Montreal.
Montreal was a little too easy.
I almost didn't expect it to be that easy.
Philly is another level, but I think we thought the same thing last year in the run-up, Atlanta wasn't really a test.
Atlanta wasn't that tough, but the game against
New England
was.
That was, but we stepped up. It was like, oh, we breezed past Atlanta, and now we got to play the best team in the history of the league.
So that was good in that preparation. Obviously, Philly was, they had all the missing players, so it didn't have the same exact like weight of it. But having that test within the playoffs, I think, was a good. It happened at the right time.
But I'm saying we passed that test. Why can't we pass the test this time?
The Union. This year's Union are better than last year's New England Revolution.
Well, the points don't lay that out. But yeah,
I think so. So look, if NYCFC lose to the Union, I think that is a respectable loss. I think that's a you can wrap your head around it.
I don't want you putting that in the air.
No, but
while I agree with you, I don't want you saying.
I get it. But more than anything, I do think, like I said before, I think this is a different NYCFC than the beginning of the season, than the 2 times that the Union faced them. And I don't think the Union have seen this team. They don't got the Thule. They didn't see the Thule before.
No.
Kevin O'Toole, I'm telling you, bro, this draft
Next
pick,
level. But does he play in a back 4? I don't think so.
He has. But no, I think they're going to do back 3. I think if Maxime...
Who's the 3?
I think Maxime Chanot will play.
Let's say he doesn't. Who's the 3?
The risk...
Collins?
Justin Hack would probably be the guy, but that's a big ask because I don't know if he can obviously handle for 90 minutes the level of Carranza and Ura.
Wow.
It's a lot, but I think NYCFC.
I'm not saying he can. I'm just saying that's tough to ask.
I think they start with 3 at the back still. I think they stick with it. It's worked so well. They possessed them. They looked so great against Montreal before Maxime got hurt. And the possession is crazy. They're connecting the 1-2s. Gabi, Santi, Kevin O'Toole. They're playing their best soccer. So I think they're gonna go with what works, and I think Philly is gonna have a tough time.
I will say this: if we play the game, which is crazy that I'm about to say this, if we could play the game that Cincy played, we beat Philly. We don't lose to Philly the way Cincy did.
I agree.
We have too many pieces.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple goals in here. This also feels like it might be similar to that New England game where it does go to extra time. It might go to penalties as well. But
Blake versus Sean Johnson, bro.
It's gonna be a game, bro. I'm telling you
guys. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be one of the best matchups in MLS history.
Bro, I remember when I met Andre Blake, I was like, I'm so happy I taught him how to play goal. You guys remember that?
He's like, thank you for teaching me patois as well. That was really cool of you.
No, I got you, my brother. I got you. Now get out in Jamaica and use it a little bit. You know?
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Union at home are a different beast. I mean, you weren't against Cincy.
What are you gonna do?
But you won. To me, that shows class. You have to win the tough ones.
It's gonna be
when you play ugly and win.
Union at home, Union away. They've been spectacular this season. They were so close to winning Supporters Shield. It's almost insulting to just highlight their home record. They are a great team, and I think NYCFC is just hot at the very, very right time.
Yeah. Pulisic just got an assist in the Champions League.
Hey, congratulations, Christian Pulisic. Are you going to be benched on the weekend?
Right. How'd you get an assist from the bench, dude?
Nobody cares. Your coach hates you.
Every coach hates you. Go to Everton or Leeds.
Let's go. Okay, SKC Fan TV is a step ahead of me. NWSL final. So the 2 matches, OO rank, Kansas City Current.
Why are we talking about anything besides Crystal Dunn, dude?
I know. Well, I just gotta highlight who made it to the final.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Current to go from last year worst record in the league to getting to the final.
Second year in the league.
And this is the main thing because we had them on the show, Sam Mewis and Lynn Williams, before the season began. Both injured. Lynn Williams ACL out for the whole year, and for Kansas City Current to still succeed to this level, an expansion team. I say quote unquote expansion team because they just moved essentially.
Yeah. Hey. Second year in the league.
Okay.
Utah never existed.
So, but for them to win in Seattle to get to the final, I think is absolutely huge. And then, the game, the wave against the Thorns, the late goal from Crystal Dunn.
Shouts to the Wave though. What an incredible first season.
Yeah, they
didn't get the promotion, even though they have Alex Morgan. and Abby Dahlkemper. They didn't get the promo that
Angel
City got. But damn, they did it on the pitch.
Very much so, yeah. I think with Angel City, once Kristen Press got injured, and then they brought in Sidney Rue. She got injured, and they couldn't score goals. So it kind of deflated the Chanclásico, which is what they call it.
Yeah, so funny.
It's just such a great name. But San Diego, shout out to the homie Kaylin Sheridan, goalkeeper, who, obviously gave up the 2 goals in the game, but they were just a rocket. I mean, what are you gonna do?
There's nothing you can do.
So they look. I think a very, very exciting and proud season. A great start for the expansion team in San Diego Wave.
Yeah, San Diego Wave, I think, is putting themselves in a position to be like. I don't want to say like North Carolina used to be, but they look like next season they're not going to skip a beat. Well, they've got a lot of good pieces.
It's interesting. Obviously it's difficult to experience this NWL season without the drama that has been around it and a lot of the sad stuff. But the Thorns, it's an interesting thing with the Thorns, especially because their
fans were there.
The fans were there, and a lot of fans were saying like we can't support the team, or we can't support the club, and we don't like the owner.
But you want to support the players.
And it was a little bit like heart wrenching. Who's the goalkeeper? Bixby, I think.
Bixby is the keeper
Thorns.
for the Thorns.
And I think she may have tweeted out, or somebody else on the Thorns, but literally like just tweeted out like, "Hey, we need the fans there." Like, and it's just you're just reading it, but you hear like the sort of like tears as you could imagine crying as you're tweeting something like that, to really be that vulnerable and say like, "Look, I know what's going on."
Right. But you want to support the troops, you don't have to support the war.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly a good way to put it. So that's why that Crystal Dunn goal had so much like
absolute bananas.
Yeah, it had so much like emotion behind it, because it wasn't just her scoring that goal and
it
then
wasn't
winning
just
the game.
what is it? Something like 170 days removed from giving birth.
Yeah.
Her coming in the second half. There is so much the storyline on this goal, and the way it went in. I mean, just
absolutely right. But both goals that the Wave gave up were like from poor clearances, from set pieces, and it's just it just sucks that that's how it happened. But the
thing about the Thorns though that I love is that you're just like watching and you're like, dude, this looks like a European final.
Yeah.
Absolute incredible support.
So it was great to see, For Crystal Dunn, I think another wrinkle in the whole storyline was that she scored as a midfielder. And everybody's like, "Yo, Blanco, you watching this?"
Bro, she could literally play any position on the damn field.
So, look, as far as that conversation about what position should she play for the U.S. Women's National Team, I get that she's a great midfielder, and we see what she's capable of doing, but I don't think there's a better fullback. When she plays fullback, she's unstoppable. You can't get by her. So she's almost too good at that position to give it to somebody else for the U.S. Women's National Team. So that's at least my opinion. I think that she could be better in another position. If somebody
do they play 3 at the back?
No, they do not. They play 4.
They should, bro. She'd be an amazing wing back.
It's gonna be the Women's World Cup is gonna be fascinating, because
especially after the U.S. Women's National Team took 2 L's in a row for the first time in 20 years.
I think this might be the U.S. won 2 in a row. I don't see them winning this next one. I'm not super excited about what our chances can look like.
I need to see some better integration of the Trinity Rodmans
and that's the thing. And I think they haven't adapted to the team fast enough. They are very young. I mean, I follow.
I disagree. I think it's the opposite. I think the team hasn't adapted to them. You've got young superstars on the team. You got to bleed out some of these seniors. That it's not their. This isn't their World Cup.
I don't know. I mean, there has to be a balance. And I don't know. Look, I'm not blaming the older players, nor am I blaming the younger players.
I think it's the coach Vlatko has to make that decision.
Trinity Rodman, Ashley Sanchez.
Those 2 names right there for me are just auto starts.
See, not for me. Mallory Pugh to me is the auto start right now. But Trinity, I think off the bench.
How much soccer has Mallory Pugh really played in the last 2 years, though?
A lot. What are you talking about?
Didn't she take when she went to Gotham? She took a couple months off. She didn't really play at Gotham, and then she got traded again.
But she's been spectacular for the Red Stars.
Yeah,
she had
she
like
for-
8-9 goals or something like that. She's been great.
She came back for one season. She's been playing great. I'm not saying
All right, but then you can say the same thing. Look, the Spirit were the worst team in the league after winning the championship the previous year.
Wouldn't you rather see Trinity Rodman, Ashley Sanchez find a way to get Mallory Pugh in there, Rose Lavelle, that for me, that central forward area?
I would
you're
like
stacked.
I would like that, but I think we're not ready to do that just yet. I think maybe in the next 3-4 years, they're gonna be the veterans. They're gonna be the stars without a doubt. But for this coming World Cup, I think I would lean more on veterans.
I think you have to have the veterans there, but I think this is an opportunity to show the world. The world's prepared for, your Alex Morgans and your Megan Rapinos.
Yeah.
They're not prepared for Trinity and Ashley yet.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is an opportunity to say, like, all right, you didn't get to see it in England, but watch, you're about to hold the smoke in New Zealand.
No doubt of the skill, especially with those two players. If you don't follow Trinity on TikTok, her and Ashley are like they when they were for the Ballon d'Or ceremony, they're just like partying through Paris. They're literally the best of friends.
Yeah, they were having so much fun. They were with the new owner for the Spirit as well. I can't forget her name.
Michelle Kang.
Michelle Kang. Yeah, they were with her as well.
Yeah.
So funny. Ashley Sanchez put up a photo of herself in the dress that she wore, and the way she looked at the camera was like Mona Lisa-esque. Like you couldn't tell what was in her brain.
Okay.
And I was like, no, this looks like she was like, I know my ex gonna see this. Go ahead, post this.
That's the move. That's
Yeah.
the move. So yeah, the NWSL final between the Thorns and the Kansas City Current.
By the way, Del Boy Zero said, "Did you guys see the video of Megan Rapinoe twerking at Wembley? I don't know if she could move like that. She made a clap. Then I realized I'm probably not her type. No, you're probably not. She's also in a very happy relationship with Zuber. But also, she's had moves for years.
Oh, sure.
Incredible
Rapinoe
dancer,
can-
Megan Rapinoe.
Very much so. Yeah.
Remember when she was like clearly schmizzed at the parade?
Oh, yeah.
And what's his face called her Rapinoe? And
Yes,
she
yes,
basically
Cordero.
Dougied all the way to the podium, dude.
No. I mean, the vibes queen when it comes to Megan Rapinoe.
Oh my God.
I don't even. I mean, off the charts.
Why are we? But first of all, if we did the Vibes Awards for the women's national team, we'd run out of awards, dude.
So Thorns against the Current in the final on Saturday. I believe the game is at 7 p.m. Eastern. On Big CBS, which is exciting too. Which now, because it's on Big CBS, there's a lot of people are going to point this out. After the rating is going to be better than probably the MLS Cup final. But you love to see it. I think
Again, Apple, you already bought it.
Apple. But
Hey.
this is like, look, being right on network television helps quite a bit. So,
But I like the commercials with Ali and Ashlyn reminding everyone it's 8 p.m. You guys asked for it. You better watch.
So the game.
Should we go?
I think we should go. I feel.
We should go.
But Thorns against the Current. I mean, I know SKC Fan TV is not gonna be happy about it, but the Thorns. You got to favor the Thorns here.
I'd say, hey, KC, you did a good job getting here.
You got to favor them.
Yeah.
Look, even with everything that they.
I'd be saying something different maybe if Sammy and Lynn were still in the squad.
Yeah, look, could they do it? I'm not saying no. But the Thorns, I just think the storyline is just so incredible given all the adversity that the Portland Thorns go through, and it just seems to never affect on the field.
It almost inspires the players to do better.
It's
Like in spite of their,
it's remarkable.
trash front office.
Yeah,
No disrespect to
it's
the
remarkable.
people
So,
who weren't a part of that.
But look, Kansas City could 100%. They have a very good shot at winning this game, especially that it's in a neutral ground. So this is where I think this is what Kansas City's best chances. But I mean, the Thorns are the Thorns. They're just they're unreal. But it's going to be a fun weekend of American soccer, and so you may if you're going to be at any of the matches, you may see us there. So we're excited to experience that. There it is. Been talking for over an hour.
You're feeling gassed?
I don't know. Just the energy.
Yeah.
2 straight days of just crushing it. You know how it is. Because
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
there it is.
Get ready for 5.
Okay. So let's wrap up here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in.
Say, Tali, I'm about to break out my lamination machine and write that down. Cooligans don't believe.
Bro, look, if you want to start a whole viral campaign just trashing our selections and predictions,
Please do just spell our names right.
just tag us in it. We'll retweet ya.
Well, we'll very happily lean in. Very happily
Okay,
lean
we're
in.
one of the blue checkmark mafia. Okay, these elites that think they know what they're talking about. You need to tag at Soccer Cooligans and give them a piece of your mind.
You better get after us.
Okay, because these rascals can't be out here spreading all this nonsense. Okay.
Christian, but also very much Alexis. Come say hi on Sunday. Love y'all. Justin Freeberg, we got to swing by. Say it was
We
good.
do. Oh, you know what? You know what I want to do, because there were a couple really great reviews that we had.
Ooh, new reviews.
New reviews.
And we got 5 stars.
We got a bunch of 5 stars.
We were at 4.9 on the last one.
Let me see if I could put I won't be able to put it on screen, but because I didn't prepare beforehand. But I just want to read a couple of them real quick. If you haven't left a review on Apple Podcasts, please do that.
Also Spotify.
Spotify, yeah. You can't leave a written review, but you can leave 5 stars,
5 stars.
on Spotify. So we currently have 59 reviews on Apple Podcasts, and then we have 150 or something on Spotify. So on either of them, please leave a review. We got this one from CS Hender 33 said, great stuff. Left 5 stars. Says 5 stars from a Spurs fan.
Hey.
Says great stuff. Even the Tottenham jokes. So
Aw.
shouts to you.
I try to be not rude, you know.
This was one of my favorite ones. It says from El Guapo del Negro. I love that.
Hey.
And he says, love the show.
Wasn't that a song?
I don't know.
I think it's lyrics to an old song.
It says, love the show. And then here's the review. It says, this podcast is an amazing place for hilarious takes on the beautiful game, while also giving great insight to the fan experience and fan culture. Also, Alexis talks. Bro.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
You don't get it?
No, you give a bunch of stuff and then I just...
And then you also speak. Yeah.
But honestly, I think you get it, you know? I think you get what I'm trying to do here.
So thank you for that. This was from Reservoir Dog 311. He said this is the second review. They keep leveling up. This was because we had gotten a new feed.
Yeah.
5 stars. And Reservoir Dog said, the beautiful game is so hilarious without even trying. That it's a wonder why more comedians don't offer commentary. That's why Alexis and Christian are the godfathers of soccer comedy. They do it the best, pure and simple. Listen to their live shows.
Hey, come on.
And you're here listening to the live show. So thank you. So we'll read some more. If you leave some new reviews, feel free to do that on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever the hell you use. So shouts to everybody who left a review, and join the Patreon as well. After the NWSL final and the Eastern Conference final, and all the MLS matches,
no caps.
we got a little new no cap recap coming through. And if you haven't heard the one about all the behind the scenes from the Premier League Fan Fest, that one's available right now. So go check that out. It's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/soccercooligans. All right, that's it. We're done. Another one in the books. Y'all the absolute best. We will see you next week. Enjoy your week.